It's one of the best podcasts ever. Ever. Top 5 dead or alive.
Welcome to Caviar. I'm your host, Tony, in the Ministry of Silly Talks with Graham in the building. How are you doing today?
I'm hanging in there, sir. How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good, man. I'm pretty good. I'm ready to get back in the studio. I was thinking about this whole week, and we have a great episode. I was really happy about the Season 5 intro. If you haven't checked that out, please do so now.
Hands down, one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
As far as just a pure podcast episode of just conversation, I can't recommend it enough.
Right. Yeah. So if you haven't listened to it, check it out. Listen to it now. If you have listened to it, listen to it again. Yep. Because there are a lot of good things in that episode, and I always go back and listen, and I pick up on things that I hadn't either remember that we talked about or certain things. And there's always good callbacks from these episodes. We do it a lot, man. So before we get too deep in this episode, it is sponsored by shirtcaviar.com. The 2020 collection is coming January 1st. I have put up some 2020 previews. I've gotten a lot of good context for and good feedback for the 2020 collection. I've been wearing it around town. One of the best things about having a company that you own that sells shirts or any sort of anything that you can wear is that you can wear it.
Right.
And I was saying, I was on Reddit the other day and I said, free press is everything. This is why I add the link to the store on Facebook posts, tweets, anywhere.
Yeah, for people who don't know, if you text Tony and he's driving, you
get
an advertisement for shirtcaviar.com.
Yeah.
Which I was super confused by the first time, but every time it happens now, well, first of all, I know he's on his way.
Yeah.
And secondly, I'm like, that is actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I conduct too much work from my phone, so I can't necessarily do that. But I like that feature.
Yeah, and all of that, a lot of the press that I have come up with and the things that I have employed cost me nothing. It cost me nothing to set that up. And you just gotta, I tell people all the time, it's like, it's all around you. You just gotta know how to navigate and have the free press that it will be seen and be effective. And it's a lot. I mean, it's working out pretty well.
Yeah, I can't believe I haven't done it yet, but I know we both need to get stickers made still.
Yeah. I have some stickers on the website, but I haven't. I need to get them.
No, I need to get some physical stickers in my hand. And actually, that poster is super sick, too.
Oh,
you have a poster available on your website that people may not be aware of.
No, well, not yet. That one right there was exclusive.
That's exclusive.
But that's some 2020 shit.
There.
Yeah, I have some boxes that's going to be sent out media kits almost to where it has like a little packet of the history and the overall vision of Shirt Caviar, and it comes with like a shirt, poster, cards, and stickers.
Well, see, and I told old loose assholes the other day, I told him, like, because he was like, when are you going to have stickers and stuff? I'm ready to put one on my ride. I was like, all of these things are coming, and you are the first person who's getting a care package from this podcast. From the Ministry of Silly Talk, the umbrella of over all of these podcasts.
Oh, yeah. You'll get one from Shirt Caviar, too, with all that stuff in it. I mean, it's a way of giving back.
We do need a Ministry of Silly Talk design, though, too.
Oh, yeah, we can work on that. Yeah.
Because, there's that picture of the Ministry of Silly Talk where it's like him with like his leg way out. Maybe it's like a face with like the lip stretched way out, but I mean, you
could do something. Yeah.
Well, and you do stuff like that though. You play with people's lips, it gets a little dicey.
White power. How are you guys doing?
All right, good. Got it in.
Yeah, it's
right,
also
right before the 5-minute mark. And now that's 5 minutes.
Good. Yeah. And make sure we get into the racial stuff early. All right.
Really.
Just so we set the tone
Yeah.
pretty soon.
Well, you don't want
Set the
people
tune
being concerned,
immediately.
confused. This whole shit is a mess.
Yeah. And this mess is also sponsored by the One Gram Army podcast. It's Graham's podcast. If you have not checked out the One Gram Army podcast, do so immediately. Make sure you subscribe.
Yep.
And it is just as good and just as crazy as Pod Caviar.
Yep, exactly. They complement one another.
They do. They
It's peanut
complement
butter-
each
it's
other
peanut
so
butter and
well.
jelly, man.
Yeah. It's so well because we can operate individually
Yep.
and then or independently, but then come together.
Yeah.
We Voltron the shit out of this podcast
one
thing
rolls
every
in-
week.
and
Yeah.
one rolls right into the next.
It does. Yeah. It's so well.
That's great.
Oh,
People
my
are
God.
constantly giving me shit like, why don't you guys just put just do one podcast? Which I've thought about, but I'm like, no.
No.
This way, every weekend we get to do two
podcasts,
We have
yeah.
2 chances to not fuck it up.
Right. Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah,
I like
that's
those
amazing.
odds.
Yeah. No, this is a great idea. Like, I don't. Yeah. People have asked me that too, and I'm like, we don't have to. There's nothing
offer-
that says.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there's nothing that says that we have to combine our podcasts. Like
No.
we're doing our thing, and it's amazing.
The building is the Ministry of Silly Talk.
Yeah.
And it's where 2 podcasts are recorded. The One Gram Army and Pod Caviar.
Mhm.
And that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
it's also good, like legitimately good, because no one knows who the fuck we are.
Mhm.
So when people listen to our podcast, it's good to kind of keep it in that 30 to 40 minute window,
Yeah.
first of all.
Yeah.
And then if you enjoy one, you'll enjoy the other.
Yeah.
And they are, in the early days, I couldn't figure out what was different about them, but they have taken on lives of their own.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the One Gram Army, we look at dumb shit on the internet. It's way more about just like cracking joke after joke after joke, and then you always have themes. It's working fine.
Yeah. It's working great.
Yeah.
You know.
And
I
if you don't
think-
like
and,
it, start your own fucking podcast.
Yeah. Please do.
And
Please do.
I would love to.
Because I always say to people who have one good conversation at a
Yeah.
fucking bar or party,
Yeah.
and like, we just start a podcast,
Yeah.
and then the next week they're sitting there.
Yeah, I bet
Well,
you
you're
do.
gonna repeat that same good conversation that you
Yeah.
had at one time
Yeah.
for 100 episodes? No, you fucking
And
won't.
trust me, you were drunk. It doesn't sound good
It
recorded.
doesn't sound good
We've
at all.
learned that
we
time
have learned this shit
and
so
time.
much.
Between
yeah.
the two of us, we probably burned an entire season of podcasts.
Dude, yeah.
Being too drunk to be
Yeah.
recording ourselves.
Yeah,
But that's how
yeah.
you learn.
Yeah, you just go back and listen to the old off-season content, and you'll be like, "Wow."
Can I
shit.
interest you in a cold one? I do need to run to the
yeah.
fridge real quick.
Yeah. Well, while you're doing that, let me set up this episode perfectly. Today, since last episode we talked about the horror movies, it was Halloween. Everything was great. If you follow Caviar_City on Instagram, you'll see that I posted my Deadpool mask that finally came. I ordered it on October 2nd, and it came on Halloween. So I was like, great, you guys. Yeah, you slid right past the finish line right at the right time. But today, since it's not quite time to talk about Christmas movies, we can, and I thought about this whole week, we are going to talk about Thanksgiving specific movies, okay? Outside of historical Thanksgiving movies where they were the ones that we used to watch in school, where they make it seem like the Pilgrims came here and they didn't absolutely fuck over the Native Americans.
Wait, what happened?
I was talking about movies.
Pilgrims and the-
No, I was talking about Thanksgiving movies
Oh, no,
outside of
yeah.
historical movies, like
Yeah.
the ones that they showed us in school.
Right.
You know, those type of
But
weird
so
movies.
You
Yeah.
don't think the Pilgrims and the Indians got along super great and everything was fantastic?
I'm pretty sure they did not.
yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's not
I
how
am
that
100%
went down.
sure that
Yeah.
it did not happen
Pretty sure
that way.
the settlers showed up and they were like,
Yeah, immediately. It's so weird how America does a really good way of changing history or suppressing certain parts of history. It doesn't matter whether it's like we talked about on Watchmen, where the Black Wall Street got taken, attacked by the KKK, and how that came about, to Thanksgiving and how what really happened, as opposed to this, oh, it's just be thankful for what you have, blah, blah, blah. And in
Yeah.
reality, it was more like, you Native American fucks, you better be thankful we
Yeah.
letting you stay on this goddamn country
Yeah.
that God told us that we deserve.
it's really the celebration of the beginning of a very slow genocide.
Yes,
That's what it is.
it definitely
what it amounts to,
is.
you know.
America has some really, really bad parts in its history.
Well, and I don't. You please cut me off as soon as you possibly can here. But like, this is something that I learned a lot about studying history in college.
Moving on. No.
Yeah, exactly. No, that'd probably be a good idea. But in short, though, the history of America is the history of the building of a republic. That in a very short period of time, we had a civil war, which most successful countries go through that at some point. But it was very early on.
Yeah.
It was over a very divisive issue, and it basically has led to the formation of one of the most insane socio-political experiments in the history of mankind.
That's true.
You have to kind of detach yourself from history because obviously you weren't there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you look at the history of America, what you're seeing is the building of a republic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I imagine if you had access to the quality of historical records we do now, you would find, and without them, that the Roman Empire was built on a whole bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's a tale as old as time.
Right.
So some people get butthurt when they find out that like American history is a little fucked up, and I'm like, well, how do you think we got here?
Yeah. Do you think that everything was all good?
The poorest
back then,
the poorest people in this country are like wealthier than 90% of the people on Earth, or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
You know
so,
what I mean?
yeah.
Wow. That doesn't happen without some people getting shit on.
Yeah. And that's the story of Thanksgiving, not the story of Hollywood Thanksgiving.
No.
And when we talk about specific Thanksgiving movies, they are movies that come out in theaters during November, but they are Christmas movies.
See, okay, because that
those
helps.
are, because there's not many, because we were thinking about it, and there's not, if any, specifically driven by Thanksgiving movies where you don't talk about Christmas. It might be talked about in passing, but it's all about the Thanksgiving. Like, I don't know, is there a movie out there where a family has historically had a member host the majority of, not all of the family for Thanksgiving dinner, and it has to be done really well because within the family that is like a major accomplishment to pull off a great Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, it does look like. Oh, sorry.
That sounds like a good movie. I don't think that's a movie out there. And as we've always done on this podcast, and even on Graham's podcast, the One Graham Army, we come up with these great movie ideas, and I think that would be one that could. It takes the spirit of the holidays, but doesn't shine all the sunshine just on Christmas. It is specifically for Thanksgiving.
It does appear, though, that there's been a number of movies attempts at making Thanksgiving. This Free Birds cartoon appears to be. They do have planes, trains, and automobiles mentioned, but like we've said, that's a Christmas
movie.
Undoubtedly. I don't know what
Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
Okay, I was going to say, I remember Charlie Brown kind of taking a whack at it. But then there are some Turkey Hollow, What's Cooking. There do seem to be over the
Paul Blart Mall Cop?
Is that a Thanksgiving? I think this list includes a bunch of movies that just came out on Thanksgiving. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, see that, and that's what I was thinking. I
don't think Blood Rage from 1987 is about Thanksgiving.
See, there's.
But these movies that are about Thanksgiving, I'm not fucking watching them.
No.
Ooh, maybe I might watch Garfield's Thanksgiving.
Garfield's Thanksgiving.
What is Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving 3.
But see, that's horror though. Let
me make a note here though.
Holy shit, that trailer looks unbelievable.
Yeah,
though.
I'm gonna need to get into these.
Hold on.
Do you want to play the trailer?
Let's play the trailer. Yeah, let's play the trailer because that does go within the theme.
Yeah, because I've definitely never seen this movie, and it's a weird old horror movie too. Which is surprising. A little loud there. All right, so we have a semi in the desert, guy in a gas mask. Looks like they're dumping garbage, some sort of hazardous waste.
Post-apocalyptic Gobble.
Oh, I'm in.
Here we fucking go.
Okay.
Were those turkeys with flamethrower?
Motherfucker, yeah. Looks like people burning merchandise from the second movie.
Thanksgiving 2 has been destroyed. Only one copy remains, and Turkey will stop at nothing to get it.
What?
I'm sorry?
I'm kind of already a fan of this movie. It's like a
Are these Muppets movies?
Is that
Is this a Muppet movie? Oh, what?
I don't have any way. Chain Carver. This looks almost like Evil Dead or something.
Yeah.
He just said groovy, and he has a chainsaw hand. I don't know.
Is it?
These may be movies I need to see. I may need to see these movies.
Damn.
Why they asked me to buy or rent this movie, though? This should be free.
Right.
The first movie to skip its own sequel. Oh, so I guess there was the first movie and then the third movie.
Oh.
Thanksgiving 3, the raunchiest puppet movie ever made. Okay. Now
I like how they spelled turkey with a K-I-E instead of the K-Y. That was kind of weird, but okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I think I'm kind of in on that.
Okay, well, that's Thanksgiving 3.
I might want to see those movies.
I would want to watch those movies in October. I don't think that. I mean, I'm interested to see them.
It looks ridiculous. Thanksgiving too is often a holiday my daughter spends with her grandparents. So usually I'm in the mood for something like that anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch those movies.
Okay.
It might cost $1 to watch. I'm watching both of those movies. I'm down.
Yeah.
So
If you want to sprinkle some horror into Thanksgiving.
well, and I think that's the only. Those may be.
I was going in a different direction.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean to derail you.
No.
You gotta be
that
able
was
to
awesome.
pivot.
Yeah.
If-
I mean,
If the internet is good for nothing else, it's teaching you to
but
pivot.
I agree with the pivot though, because that
Yeah.
looked like a good take on a Thanksgiving movie with Halloween elements added to it.
Yeah.
Not really sure what the exact storyline is, but we're talking about Thanksgiving movies, and that would be it.
I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of sold on that trailer.
You know what? That could be a push to delay the influx of Christmas before Thanksgiving by extending the Halloween feel into Thanksgiving.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with
You know
that.
what I mean?
Fuck it.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And like we've been over, there aren't really any not shitty
Yeah.
just Thanksgiving movies.
Right.
Charlie Brown Thanksgiving sucks, buddy.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown is highly overrated. I don't want to upset anyone.
I like Charlie Brown Christmas.
I like Charlie Brown for what the social value it had when it came out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Charles Schultz was
Yeah.
always very like matter of fact
Yeah.
about racism and misogyny.
That's
and,
true.
Like, you
That
know,
is
like
true.
and he always explained it from these children's perspectives, and he did some really important stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the vast majority of what's come out the other end of Charlie Brown is like a shitty animation loop of some kid walking sideways
Yeah.
and very little happening.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Ah.
I don't
Is
mean
that any that different than childhood though?
no.
Nah.
That's probably pretty accurate.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking back now, and it's like there's been
Yeah.
a lot of just walking around with nothing happening.
Yeah,
And then you get into
that's
some
true.
minor shit.
Taking long journeys,
Yeah.
get into some shit that really doesn't matter, but is the biggest deal in the universe
Of
to
course.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine, Charles. Look, I went out on a limb. I was going to try and be like Charles Schultz is a hack, but obviously not. We can move forward.
I you know what? I just thought about it.
Accused
Maybe
Peanuts
in
guy being a hack.
if we're gonna do this, it's incorporating Halloween themes into Thanksgiving movies. I would want to kind of keep the classics and the more outrageous Halloween movies in October,
Yeah.
and then going forward, let's make a new genre of Thanksgiving horror,
Yeah.
where it's
Sounds
more
like
like a.
Sounds like some filmmakers have made 2 movies in that vein now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could have it to where the movies that come out in November are Thanksgiving themed, where that's the ending point, the end game, the main theme of the movies, but they're more clean as far as horror, more like a American Psycho, but
Okay.
Halloween themed.
Okay.
Those type of things, to where you have a world and you have a storyline that's not like aliens from outer space want to take Halloween or take Thanksgiving. Now it's like, hey, this girl just went through a bad breakup. She's on Tinder or some shit. Let's call it something weird. Minder, yeah. A Turkader. I was gonna say Turkader. Turkader.
Gobble.
She's on Gobble.
She's on
Okay.
Gobble. Yeah.
She's on Gobble. She meets a dude. You know, they hit it up. You know, this is Gobble. Gobble is a dating website for people who go back home for Thanksgiving, but
Yep.
she doesn't want to go home alone
Right.
and have to explain herself to her family.
Right, because she's gay.
Oh, that too. Yeah, I was gonna say the bad breakup, but the gay thing too.
Breakup's probably a better trope for a movie. I just really like lesbians.
Yeah, okay, that too. So she meets this guy, She could
I'm not bringing much to the table.
Even in my idea, she could still be gay and be like, "Hey, my family does. I'm gonna have to explain myself. Oh well, it's double-edged sword right there. She would have to explain herself either way through the breakup, and then she's like, "Well, I don't want to have to go through the breakup and then come out of the closet. So here, I met you on Gobble. We hang out for a week or so. You don't have to worry about anything. Just show up and we act like a couple, and then we go our separate ways." Except he's a psychotic
Psycho.
murderer. Yeah, he's a psycho.
Fuck
And
yeah.
there you go.
That's good. Yeah, and definitely that's definitely the bad breakup. Is
Yeah.
the cause of this.
Yeah. So
and maybe the guy was like stalking her before that.
and that could be something else. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, because it could be a scene where he has her tied up somewhere, and she's like, "How did you get this much access to me?" And then, as always, it's Hollywood more than anything. So the main villain has to splay out everything, let her know the whole story, and that gives the authorities enough time to come get him, or she gets enough time to get a hand out and
or she has
attack
the
him.
broken glass
Yeah,
and she's cutting the
something.
ropes
Yeah.
while he's talking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's money. That's money right
Absolutely.
there.
Have you
Every
seen-
movie can end the same exact way, and it would still be money because everything leading up to that is interesting enough for people to be like, yeah, fuck it.
All right, quickly, have you? I'm not going to play it on your podcast because it'll take up a bunch of time. But have you seen the YouTube video, the Bro Jogan YouTube video, where the guy is on a date and he's like, "I don't know anything about the Joe Rogan podcast," and the girl's
No.
like, "That's awesome. It's so
What?
hot." And then at the end, oh yeah, I won't tell you about it. I'll show it to you after this. But if people haven't seen it, search for Bro Jogan because it is brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
And
can't
we'll
wait to
watch
see
it
that.
later.
Yeah.
We'll watch as soon as we're done here.
I mean, that as far as I like
But a
that
Thanksgiving movie.
we had this conversation. I'm glad that we
straight-
opened up this dialogue.
A straightforward Thanksgiving movie is almost impossible.
It's not though, because we just came up with two things.
No, but
Remember,
that's
I
not
said that
straightforward.
it is straightforward.
I like this, but see what you've done is you've spiced it.
But what about the first
the
idea?
horror.
What about the first idea about just a family? You know, the big family. Somebody hosts Thanksgiving every year, and it's a big deal if you pull it off. So it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of. You can turn that into a damn suspense. You can turn that into a thriller.
You definitely. I think in that route you're going comedy. You're going Taraji P. Henson. What's her name? The highly underratedly hot woman. What's her name? The comedian. Why am I blanking on her name? She's in everything now. She's the biggest name in.
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish.
Okay.
Put her in there. You get Lorenz Tate back.
But see, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, no, you got to pander though.
I hate pandering.
The new movie.
I hate pandering, but pandering is an effective tool, especially when Black Panther came out.
Yeah, Black Panther.
Yeah, they didn't even have to do that, but you know,
so wild. I was so surprised by people's willingness to be like, I accept that I am being like my own personal identity politics are being exploited to get me into the movie theater.
Yeah.
I don't know any black people who I know who didn't have a picture on their fucking social media of them standing next to that poster when the movie came out. And I'm like, you do know that this is a movie, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that the movie company is putting these things on social media.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. And I can appreciate people's excitement.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But like, you know, this is Hollywood, right?
Yeah. And then it was even a low effort Hollywood movie because if you want to think about it, listen, you can even go out. You can say that Coming to America did more for black people. The Fresh Prince did more for black people. Good Times did more for black people. A Different World did more for black people. Martin. You can even say Trading Places.
Yeah.
Did more for black people.
Great movie.
Because it showed us in that time frame, it showed a black lead, Eddie Murphy, being in a position that you normally wouldn't see black people being in. Although the storyline and the semantics of it, you could throw that out the window. It's still just the vision of it in itself.
And the story being written in a very straightforward manner where it's like this person is clever and is taking advantage of this situation and they just happen to be black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the absurd people around him are the people who are focused on the fact that he's black. And it's like, you take you kind of strip away that veneer of like, the whole movie is about two dudes who hold like these like scientifically racist views about black people and it blows up in their face.
Exactly. And what do we have in Black Panther? Did we have a good movie? Yes, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Is it something that really made black people in general feel like, oh my God, we've really made it? No, I didn't get the same feeling that I got from those other movies and shows that I just
And I think probably what it did for black people is something that white people had been experiencing all along, is they got for their $20 by the fucking people at Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what it was.
And they just crammed them in the
Because
theater.
Even when you look at Killmonger as a character,
Not
even
that,
in that movie.
not that, because actually the majority of people I know who love the MCU are not white people. But I'm just saying, like, what white people have been being, what the population in general is exposed to is like, hey, go see this movie because it's going to make your life better.
I would think
it was sort of low down for them to do that.
Dude, Black Panther and Days of Thunder are not that different as far as what they've done for their respective demographic. I mean, let's be honest.
Thank you for bailing me out of that, too.
Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. If you've seen Days of Thunder and you've watched Black Panther, if you haven't watched Days of Thunder, watch Black Panther back to back, and you'll be like, you know what?
Same thing Top Gun did for gay people.
Yeah, well,
Dude, that movie's so gay.
you know what? For those who don't know me, Top Gun is the reason why I joined the Air Force.
Yep.
When I tell people that, they're like, "Get the fuck out of here!" I'm like, "No, that was it."
And then I found out it was the Navy.
Yeah.
And then I got older and saw that movie again and realized it was gay porn. It totally is too, because if you watch Top Gun, I'm looking forward to the remake because I'm hoping they keep all the gay stuff. But like dude, that movie's so gay, because it's like. Because even
being in the military is inherently gay in itself,
it is,
especially the way
tremendously homoerotic.
It is. It definitely is. And,
but that movie specifically has so there's all the clear sexual tension between the dudes and the guys chomping their teeth at each other and all that, and playing volleyball with their shirts off in slow motion. The air chomp.
I love that shit.
And then. But then there is a sex scene in that movie, but it's like he's making out with her chin, and they're flicking their tongues together. It was written, but it was directed by a dude who's super gay. Who was I don't even know how this works.
Yeah.
What?
It does look, but there are a lot of people who've done video essays on that shit, and it's like, dude, because of the fact that what you're saying is right, and it does seem that way, and it's like. You already have the Navy in itself and everything that goes into that. The village people really just
inherently gay.
Oh my God! So, and even back then, if you were gay, the Navy was the place to do it.
Absolutely.
And yeah.
That's an old penitentiary trick.
No, we had to get there.
That's an old penitentiary trick.
But yeah, like I was saying, Days of Thunder and Black Panther generally they have the same themes and the same. They did the same thing. They're not bad movies. They're both great movies, but let's be honest. They're money grabs. And that's what what Hollywood does.
Yeah.
But what's not a money grab are Thanksgiving movies, because Hollywood refuses to
make a good
time.
Yeah.
And it's so open right now. If you make one movie that's mediocre.
Was Guess Who about Thanksgiving? Were they coming home for Thanksgiving?
Were they?
Hold on. I think the one with Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
And that one, the skinny lady.
I thought it was. I think it was Christmas though.
Probably.
That was a good movie though.
Actually, I think they were going home for a wedding.
Oh shit! Maybe it was a wedding.
You know what I mean? I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think they were going there for a wedding, but. There's another one, and that goes along with what I was saying. You get on Gobble, you meet a guy just so you can put up a front for your family.
This Gobble thing is not only a good idea for the premise of a movie, but an actual app.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is amazing, yeah. Because what we're saying right now,
you cover your nut for the whole year.
Right. Do you have a family that is overly judgmental and you don't want to show up on your own?
Did you just break up?
It doesn't matter what it is.
Are you someone who just doesn't like, you like being alone?
Yeah.
You're in your mid-20s and you're just out here having casual sex
with
people.
Shit.
Yeah, and you decide you don't want to deal with it, man or woman or indifferent.
Right.
Here's your app.
Right.
And you can be like, well,
and then once you guys meet up, that's on you to exchange how you're going to do it.
Yep.
And then say what you want to say, and then that's it. You put your plan on each other, let us know how it goes, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, and you could even consider doubling up, hey, we'll go see your family for Christmas, we'll go see my family for Thanksgiving.
Right.
We'll go see your family for Thanksgiving, go see my family for Christmas.
I bet you if we get it to where this app comes to fruition, we would have a higher success rate than most, if not all, other dating apps because there's
Of
no pressure.
course. Well,
There's no pressure
and
right
then
there.
you're also putting two people together who are in very similar situations.
Exactly.
With similar mindsets.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You've really kind of broken down the walls of needing like a 100-point test or
Right.
swiping or any of that.
Right. Right.
Damn.
And see,
And
not
the
only
movie's going to work because psychos would definitely be
and,
into that
and
app.
it's all marketing and promotion.
Yep.
And see now, welcome to Good Morning America. Here we are. We're talking about this movie and the app that's in it. Is it a real app? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Gobble Gobble. Something
did
that the
both.
producers came up with to go along with the movie.
Yep.
And that's us two assholes sitting on Good Morning America. Like,
Don't know how we got here.
I don't know, but hey, whatever. You know.
I don't know how we got here, but here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Ah.
as we learned on the last
No, we
episode of the
just-
1 Gram Army podcast, making movies is expensive, so we'll need some.
No, that's debatable. No, it's fucking not. That's debatable. I'm telling you, most of the cost goes into paying people, equipment, and all that shit, bro. No, you can make a great movie.
I think once you see the acting abilities of your friends and family, you'll be like, "Fuck, I gotta pay somebody."
that's good. It's good directing.
Probably
though.
gonna at least
You gotta have a
at
better
least have to
director.
pay some community college actors to get in here. People who know how to hit their marks.
Maybe.
You know,
Tyler Perry Studios is open. If anything, you just shoot him an email
'Cause
with
if
the
that-
media packet.
that
like,
one
hey, man,
episode where I tried to
listen.
say murder 50 times is proven that my chops may not be. I ain't
I'm
Robert De
telling you,
Niro.
it is
Murder.
No, you got it, bro. We can do
I walk
this.
around the house doing that sometimes.
It's
Murder.
gonna take a lot less than $60,000 to make something, a movie.
That's $60,000 in 1999 money too.
It's
that
a movie.
it costs to make
This
Blair Witch
Gobble
Project.
Gobble movie. You already got the premise down. You ain't got to do some.
I bet you
some
that-
script writing that's amazing. You can write the script. They go out to a
I bet
cabin
you
in
that
the woods, and that's
Thanksgiving
it
movie
is.
I bet that Thanksgiving movie cost more than $1 million to make. What do you bet?
Maybe.
Loser chugs
if
a
not,
beer.
If not, I can't
Live
chug a
on the
beer.
podcast.
If I chug a beer, yeah.
Well, it's almost over anyway. So
Listen, I
loser
took
chugs
the
a beer.
rest of this. Go ahead.
Okay,
I got the
alright.
rest of this
Here we
mug.
go. Let's
Hey,
see
Bree.
here. Yeah, you can walk through here. This is not, it's not closed set. My girlfriend was coming through to get my lighter.
What is it? Thanksgiving 3?
Thanksgiving 3.
Even if it
budget.
was, yeah. Let's see what it is.
Oh, damn it! Damn
I
it!
told you, bro. I knew it. 112,000. You can do. That's because they have puppets and shit, man. You got to look at what goes into puppets. But if it's like, if we do the Gobble Gobble thing, you need at most maybe 10 people. You got the two main characters, a cabin in the woods. You got her friend, maybe two friends. The breakup, her
Realistically, too,
ex-boyfriend.
You only have to maybe even pay two like older adult like local actors to play her
Yeah,
parents.
yeah.
And that's true too, because a lot of it's gonna be like you
Yeah.
could set up 2 rooms in your house to look like 2 different apartments.
Yeah.
When they're sitting in there on the app.
Yeah.
They meet up. All they have to do is be in a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just a
Then-
random
And then
restaurant.
you just show stock footage of a plane flying.
Yeah.
Then they get to where they're going. And other than that, you just need it's all interior.
It's their interior, yeah, yeah.
Could be done.
And even if it's even if it's
Exterior.
exterior,
Yeah.
not outerior, but
Yeah.
exterior. I mean, you're in the woods somewhere, so come on, bro.
I just don't know that they'd be in a I just don't you mean he takes her to a cabin in the woods?
Cabin in the woods.
Because I was gonna say
I mean,
kills
you
both of her
gotta-
parents and then holds her hostage in their house.
That might be a thing too.
And then you just have to stay in the
Yeah, but
house.
yeah, then you got to find somebody's house, and then that's it. But then,
we know people with houses.
yeah,
I
they'd
have
be
a
like, hey,
house.
you want to roll in this movie? Cool.
Yeah.
All we got to do is, use your house. We're not going to tear shit up.
I
And that's
do,
it.
Although if I'm involved in the making of a horror movie, it's
Mhm.
going to also involve probably about 2 55-gallon drums worth of fake blood.
See that?
Or I'm
Now,
not
see,
in.
that's expensive.
We can make
You
that
could
though.
put-
Actually,
I mean, you could.
for not that much. It's corn syrup and dye.
Yeah, but see now, you're still helping my argument here.
Yeah.
It's not going to be $1 million. It's not going to be $112,000.
Well, yeah, and actually, I'm shocked. That,
I'm not, because they gave all those animatronics and all that shit.
Yeah.
The puppets.
Yeah, I'm
And then
I'm
all
shocked
that.
they did all that for that amount
And
of
I'm
money.
pretty sure those people, not whoever, not gender neutral, whatever, point of personal
fuck,
preference.
I wasn't on there.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, that's fine.
fucking,
Hold on, give us a second. Let's set this up. No, we're using
Please
it. Here
do
we
not use gendered language to address everyone.
It's that part where he goes. I'm so angry.
go. God damn, it's gendered. Oh.
You're at 35 minutes too, by the way.
Okay, good. Even that, I think that whoever made that movie got raped a little bit on the cost as far as whoever they hired to do even like the cover of it.
Says they raised it all through Kickstarter.
But see now, so now you don't have anything.
Yeah.
But still, if they came to me and was like, let's say I'm a douchebag graphic design artist, and they came to me and was like, here's what we need on our cover. You can charge if you have.
They didn't use CGI though either for the characters.
Yeah.
The characters are puppets, which I really can appreciate.
Yeah. That's a callback to the other episode when we talk about the practical effects.
Yeah. And I love that they skipped their own sequel. That's pretty good.
But like I was saying, when I was going through college, they said as soon as you get your degree, there's a pay scale for a certain level of degree. If you get your bachelor's degree, which I have, then that's like you can charge from like $35 an hour going up. Is it really that much? No, it's not going to take you that long, but
the
still,
market dictates it.
there's a fluctuation of
A point of personal
cost here.
privilege.
Diabetes.
Sorry, I'm not going to go down that road. For those of you who haven't listened to the last episode of the One Graham Army
Please
podcast,
do.
Diabetes.
you need to go back
you
and
need to
check
go back
that
and check
out.
that out.
Yeah. I won't eat up 30 seconds of your podcast.
But yeah, we can. Now, Gobble Gobble is an amazing premise, and what I was gonna say is that it's wide open. The whole month of November is wide open.
Yep.
Most of the movies that come out are Christmas movies that get
course.
released in November, like, as we said. So if you come out with a Thanksgiving-centered November movie, it can be. If it gains any traction, even if it's a mediocre movie, you set up sequels, and then you set up a whole atmosphere and a whole universe just for the month of November, and that is a lot of money to be made.
Absolutely.
In this month for Thanksgiving movies. It's something that is very versatile.
Yeah, and it's underexploited.
Yeah.
But I do like this Gobble app thing.
The Gobble app is amazing.
Yeah.
No, we definitely need to sit down and think about that. We got to find somebody who can make the app, and then we can promote it ourselves.
True.
And then
Yeah.
we're there.
Yeah.
We're
And
there.
Even if you don't make the app, the movie is.
Yeah, the movie, the Gobble Gobble movie.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of money that can be made in that app too.
It's already in my head in the movie. The notification on the phone goes,
Yeah.
naturally.
You know? And that, you know what? Can you have a serious movie with something that comical, and then the people in it will not even acknowledge the comedy of it, and they act like
You
it's not
absolutely
the
can, though.
I would love to
I
have
think
that
you could
element.
make the movie
I'd love
dark
to have
enough
that.
to where that notification is actually kind of horrifying.
Oh yeah, you goddamn right, dude. Yes. Yeah. There's plenty of movies that have done that. Take something so mundane as a turkey's gobble and then make it horrific, and then that's what you have.
Yep. I got to do a wee. You gonna keep going? You want to wait for me, or you want to wrap this up?
We can wrap it up, yeah, because
All
we're
right.
already at damn near 40.
Y'all quit playing. Quit playing.
Hey, listen, this has been another great episode. This is
Speaking of
season
pee.
2. This is
R. Kelly
episode
pees on
2
people.
of season 5 of Pod Caviar. We're talking about movies. We came up with another great movie, the Gobble Gobble, that comes with an app in itself. We're gonna look. Everything that we do, and this is the
one
difference
lucky
between
viewer, we actually send a psycho to their house.
right, yeah. So congratulations.
Yeah.
What people fail to realize is that when we do things like this, we're copyrighting them, because as soon as it's created, and we created this,
They'll steal our thoughts.
yeah, it's copywritten.
Stay out of my
What did Missy
mind,
Elliott
man.
say?
I got a
Copywritten,
little
so
getting even to do.
yeah, copywritten, so don't copy us. We got this. And we have all the talent and all the urge and all the everything to get this happen.
I'd also
Make
like
this
to
happen.
say good luck with these levels this week, because I don't know what's going on over here
I
anymore.
think that we're gonna be good. I always review them.
Yeah.
But you know,
I know you
had
like
the,
to
I
drop
had the
the
high
peaks
five shit.
down.
Yeah. I had the high five to it that gives us a
I
fuller.
love that filter.
Yeah.
I
Oh my
love it.
God.
Sounds like a record. When
Yeah.
I listen to your podcast.
Yeah.
I love
It's
it.
amazing. But yeah, we're good. This is another great episode. And as always, Graham and I podcasted today, which made the world a better place. That is Graham. I'm Tony. This is Pod Caviar, and we are out.